On today's episode, we're answering the question, no, we're not, because I'm on the wrong damn outline.
I love that. I love that. I've always taught people that visibility and relationships are like two of the most important things in building a business. And it's the same thing. If we build a relationship with an expectation in return, we aren't genuine, right? So we can't expect anything. We just want to be friends with somebody, right? If anything comes out of it, if they become a customer or client, or they refer somebody to us, or we end up collaborating, that's just a bonus. But do it for the friendship with no expectation tied to it. The same thing with video and showing up. And it's going to rock your world. I'm just telling you, it's going to rock your world as long as you're that C word, you're consistent with it. You have to keep showing up, knowing that it's eventually going to happen. It's just not going to happen probably on your timetable.
Exactly. That's fantastic. When I started a couple of years ago, my partner was like, you need to do weekly Facebook Lives. And I was like, but nobody's going to show up. He's like, no, just do them. And so I started doing weekly Facebook Lives. And for the first, 4 weeks, I wasn't really I get one season, two season. I was like, really, I'm doing this like 20-minute or 15-minute Facebook Live every week and one person showing up. This is really not worth my time. Weirdly, the number started to increase as I was doing it. But on top of that, I had people referencing me and emailing me or even commenting and saying, I watched the thing that you did like from 6 months ago or whatever it was. I actually got a speaking gig, like a paid speaking gig from the fact that I had done those Facebook Lives. So doing it with consistency is 100% the thing. But I have a question that sort of begs at the fears of a lot of people. What about the people who say that you have to do and you have to show up in all the places all at once? The Instagram, the Facebook, the TikTok, the this, the that. What do you tell people? Because that'll freak you out.
Absolutely. So this is what I say. We're going to say consistency a lot. I'm just going to tell you, it's just going to be out there. So the first thing I tell my audience is, number one, don't get on another platform until you're consistent on one. There's no reason for it. But number two, there's this thing called we can work smarter, not harder. And if we show up consistently, we can actually delegate out and someone can, what I call, explode our content. They can explode our visibility. So what I do is I literally show up on Facebook Live because it's the easiest type of content to create. I push go live and I start talking. My assistant takes my content. She transcribes it. She creates it into smaller videos. She creates graphics from it. And so she can create up to 4 pieces of content a day as long as I show up and do a video 3 to 5 times a week. And that has been a game changer for me. But if you're like, I don't have an assistant and I haven't delegated yet, I used to do this all myself. And that's how I maximize that. So, but when you get an assistant, it makes it a lot easier. And that's how I can show up. I can do one thing on Facebook and multiply it on LinkedIn and Instagram and wherever I want to be, throw it up on stories, because every platform has stories now. But also maximize where you're at first, be consistent there. And you only need to be on the platforms that your audience is on. And another thing, don't be on platforms you hate. Like if you absolutely hate TikTok, don't be on TikTok. If you hate Twitter, don't be on Twitter, because people are going to see that because you're not going to show up and engage with them, which is also what you need to be doing if you're posting content on a platform.
One, yes, I am not shy about the fact I don't hate Twitter. I just don't understand it. So I avoid it like, I would say the plague, but that's probably not very timely in 2021, but I avoid it like the spider in my bathroom shower. I just don't go there. So are you doing those Facebook Lives every day and then repurposing them? How often are you going live and creating content?
Well, almost every day. Yes, at least 5 days a week. For sure. I don't know if you heard or if I told you, but I did 200 lives in July.
In July?
Yes.
I thought you were going to say in like a year.
No, in 31 days, I did 200 lives. July was an uncomfortable month. So I was raising money for a pediatric cancer foundation. I was pushing myself to be uncomfortable every single day. And the most I've ever done in 1 month was 115 lives. So I thought 200 sounded scary and very uncomfortable, and it was.
Okay, that's insane. So my claim to fame, which now sounds ridiculous compared to yours, is I did 53 Facebook Lives in a 3.5 week period to promote a course. which is now like, I mean, honestly, it's nothing compared to your 200. But my follow-up is, where the heck did you get all of your topics from? How did you make 200 Facebook Lives happen? Because after 53, I think I was starting to talk about doorknobs. Like, I don't know what I was talking about anymore.
Okay, so first of all, I didn't go live just on Facebook. I have LinkedIn Live, I have TikTok Live, and I went live on Instagram. So I went live on multiple places. So sometimes I might have talked about similar things. But what I did before I even started this journey is I made a list of 200 topics. But here's what happens for me as somebody who is I create content all the time. I listen to lyrics in a song and I come up with a content or come up with a TikTok. Like, this is the things that happen in my life. So I rarely even use those 200, but I had them to choose from. Everyday life is content for me. And so I would just talk about things that happen in my life. I would talk about how hard doing, it started out being 6 videos a day to reach my goal. Then I forgot some, or I went on vacation for 10 days. And so I missed some. And then by the end of the month, I was doing 10 live videos a day. Not cheater. I couldn't go live on multiple platforms at one time. It was a rule I made for myself. I don't know why I did that. That was crazy. I totally should have done multiple, but I did this crazy rule for myself. So it was truly, I was really just to that point, I was really talking to my audience. It was very personal. It wasn't about social media or visibility all the time. It was very like, what's going on in my life, how it affects my business, how I overcame XYZ. Like, it was just very timely, very, very timely. And then I did do a video every single day, recapping all the people, because I had 150 people who got uncomfortable with me. And so I recapped that every day, like what they did. I didn't tell their names because some of them were very, very uncomfortable things. And then what we had raised for the nonprofit. We ended up raising $5,500 for pediatric cancer, which was huge. So every day I gave an update on the uncomfortableness and then the money that we had raised, just to keep that top of mind to my audience.
Total blooper reel. Did it all come falling down?